Tightly held beliefs in QAnon and conspiracy theories have torn families apart. 60 Minutes Plus correspondent Laurie Segall recently sat down with several people who say they've lost their loved ones over it.
For me, because I've been vaxxed or jabbed, I can't touch her because I'm shedding. Don't come near me.
Dwight lives in Ontario, Canada. Because he's received the vaccine, he says his girlfriend, who believes in QAnon conspiracies, won't let him get close anymore for fear that he may shed what was in the vaccine and potentially harm her.
How does it feel to not be able to touch the woman you love?
Do you want to make me cry? I mean, it's sad. It hurts. So in order to be with her, we live apart, and I take those mental breaks. But not to be able to hold her, it hurts.
You're still with her. A lot of people would have left in your scenario. Why'd you stay?
Well, we had a beautiful life. It's been a year. It's not been a fun year. I believe that with the proper help, there might be hope for her. It's tough. At times I'm thinking I'm going crazy here.
Why?
Panic attacks and stuff like that.
You've had panic attacks? Mm-hmm. Because of all the stress?
Yeah. And you say to me, why are you doing this, Dwight?
So why are you doing this?
Oh, because I love her. Yeah.
And Laurie is with me now to talk about this piece for 60 Minutes Plus. Laurie, we were talking about this earlier this morning. This is so powerful. These folks are talking about this, and I'm just intrigued by the way that they're talking about their loved ones as if they've passed on. But they're not. They're alive, but you're talking about them like you're in bereavement.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what was so eye-opening to me. They were saying this feels like it's worse than death because I can't even speak to my family members anymore, yet they're still there.
Yeah.
And the sudden change has been traumatizing for so many of these folks. One woman, you heard that really tragic story from this guy named Dwight. There was another woman named Liz, and she was talking about how she had struggled with depression and thoughts of suicide. And she said her father had saved her life. But fast forward a year later, she says because of these conspiracy theories and all the stuff her father was sending her constantly and calling her very aggressively on it, she said she had to cut off communication for mental health reasons. So these stories are just devastating.
I think a lot of people who will watch this, at least watch this clip before they see your full report, might think that some of the people who fall down these conspiracy theory rabbit holes are somehow not highly educated, or haven't been exposed to a cosmopolitan society, but that's not the case, right? You find people that are like doctors that are spreading vaccine misinformation, for example. What did you learn?
Yeah, part of why I wanted to do this story is I've been covering QAnon for the last year. I've spent time in these communities, and I think we have to just do a better job of understanding who the people are that fall down the rabbit hole, and it's all sorts of people and why they do it. And every time I would cover a story on QAnon, someone would reach out to me and say, my mom has fallen into QAnon. My dad, my brother, my sister, I don't know how to speak with them. There's actually a lingo for this online. It's called Q family. I don't know how to talk to my Q siblings. And so I think, the idea behind this is it is so much more widespread than we think because of misinformation that's been able to spread online, because there's been a pandemic where so many people have been, gathering online and looking for community, and because so many of these conspiracies have been able to just grow for so many years through social media.
So one of the things that I always suspected, and your reporting confirms, because you speak to a psychiatrist, and it always struck me, that was the point of the question that I asked you previously, it has nothing to do with education. It has something to do more with the brain, in the sense that, we sometimes remark about people that have Stockholm syndrome or Munchausen syndrome, and you say, how can that be? How can you feel the way that you do if you've been held POW, but now you sympathize with your captors? And there's something psychological going on here. What did you learn?
Yeah, I think that's, we spoke to a psychologist named Zeev Cohen, and he talks about, he's been looking at conspiracy theories for the last decade. He said over the last 5 years, so many folks have come into his office and they have more conspiratorial thinking. He said he's incredibly concerned about it. And I think part of it is these times, right, where people are isolated, they're home, they're on the internet more. And, you know, what he said was he's worried that this is a public health crisis. He's worried that more and more people are self-radicalizing online, and that there's not enough the conversation of how do we help people, what's the education to help people, how do you communicate with your family members who have fallen down the rabbit hole, what's the right way, what's the wrong way to do it. And he says there needs to be a different conversation about it because it's so widespread now.
So it's easy, I guess, if you have a friend or an acquaintance who is down this rabbit hole. It's much harder, obviously, when you have family members. So you found all these people through an online support group. What's the group? How'd you find it?
It's this fascinating group. It's called QAnon Casualties. It's on Reddit. It's this online forum. And this gives you a sense of how widespread this is. So all of these people have been going to this group for the last years, but in the last year, it's gone from 20,000 people, and these are people who come on the forum, they talk about how they've lost their, quote, Q families to QAnon, and they try to voice their frustrations. They don't have resources. They don't know how to talk to their family. In the last year, it went from 20,000 people all the way to 200,000 people. So it's really a tragedy when you look at it and you see that all these people are just looking for virtual support. They're looking for almost this virtual hug. And that's part of why we wanted to do the story. That's where we found all of the people that came and sat across from us.
So you also spoke with a woman, and again, goes back to what we were discussing about the psychological manipulation. You spoke to a woman who was a member of the Unification Church, which you know is known by some as the Moonies, and she says that this kind of psychological manipulation is a public health crisis.
Yeah, it's interesting because she and Zeev both said this, and that's why when you have one person saying this, two people saying this who have been really digging into this, you really start paying attention. And Diane Ben-Scoter had such an interesting background. She was a former member of the Moonies, which was a controversial church. Many folks looked at this as a cult. She was able to escape the Moonies and be able to actually go and talk to people. Now she, for a long time, she was deprogramming people. Now she has a nonprofit called Antidote looking at it. And she says we just have to change the narrative around this because this isn't getting better. So she's trying to launch virtual support groups for people to come online, you know, to be able to come together and be able to talk about these types of things. And, you know, what was so striking to me about when we spoke was she was talking about when she got out of the Moonies. She said a former member of the Moonies came to help deprogram her. Her mom brought her in. Her family brought her in. So her family was part of the reason why she got out of it. And what she said was it was just like her life was crashing down, her whole identity. She said she wanted to scream, and then she said she actually screamed out loud because everything was changing that day when she realized her reality wasn't her reality. And she says if we can look at our friends and family members who have fallen into these conspiracies with that kind of empathy, then maybe we can have a more productive conversation about it. And when you're speaking to your friends and family who have fallen into these conspiracies, having empathy instead of just trying to state the facts, you will help the walls not just go up when you're talking to them.
It's such an important point. I'm always saying that empathy is in short supply around here. And if you just pause for a moment and try to empathize, you may not agree, you may find it frustrating, and you may want to bang your head against the wall, but trying to understand, trying to put yourself in the other person's shoes is so important in furthering the conversation. Last question for you, Laurie. I mean, I've known you for a while. You've been covering technology for a very, very long time. I always wondered if where we are today, because even Anne-Marie and I will talk about this, we'll say, well, what's different about 2021, right? And, you know, 15, 20 years ago, if you believed that, you know, in Roswell, New Mexico, we were hiding aliens, and you might think I might know another dude down the block who thinks the same way I do. But now with the internet, it feels like if you've got one kind of crazy theory, then it's easier because of the internet, because of technology, to find another. Now you've got hundreds of people. Well, if hundreds or thousands of people think that there's aliens in Roswell, New Mexico, maybe you're not so crazy after all.
Right. It's and that's where the whole community type thing comes in, where people find community with QAnon. And rather, I'll take it a step further. If you have this thought and you click on an algorithm and it begins to show you just more of the same and more of the same, and all of a sudden you're fed this, you know, this conspiracy. And so it really is so much worse than it used to be, because misinformation spreads so quickly. And the idea of QAnon is, quote, do your own research. Well, when people go and do their own research online and they get into these forums where these conspiracies are able to spread so quickly, and they're able to find these groups so quickly and build these communities so quickly, it makes it so much easier for these conspiracies to spread. And then you add, of course, the pandemic when people are isolated and looking for other folks. And it's a recipe for disaster.
Again, Laurie, I love talking to you because you always make me think of a lot of questions. So I have one more, and I think it's just interesting because, again, something Anne-Marie and I have talked about. Is this an American phenomena? In other words, if in Germany, for example, they have freedom of speech, but you can't go around spouting anti-Holocaust or Holocaust denialism or try to bring back the Third Reich because it's against the law.
Right.
I wonder if you found that this is just uniquely American or you're seeing it in other Western countries.
You know, I honestly, I think this is all over. The guy you heard from, Dwight, he's from Canada. And what he said about his girlfriend who's fallen into these conspiracies is that they took, these traditional, the QAnon approach and what Americans have thought about it, but just kind of put a Canadian twist on it. So these conspiracies, they just evolve depending on where you go and what country you're in. And so I think that's why we have to be really, really careful right now because, the internet knows no boundaries, right? And so, this isn't something that is limited and specific to the United States. Now, tech companies like Facebook, like Twitter, I think we should be calling on our tech leaders to do a much better job that they've been doing. I think they've cracked down over the last years, but, these groups were allowed to spread for years. This was allowed to happen, and you look at the folks who sat in front of me, that is the real human impact of misinformation and conspiracies. Those people that feel like are actually grieving their families and they've been torn apart.
Fascinating reporting. You're really, really looking forward to seeing your report. It's already available on Paramount Plus. Laurie Segall, always great to have you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Great to be here.
And you can watch Laurie's full story for 60 Minutes Plus. It's called QAnon Casualties. You can watch it right now. It's streaming on our service, Paramount Plus. And there you can also get breaking news, live sports, and thousands of episodes of your favorite TV shows and movies. Visit ParamountPlus.com for a free trial.